What's up, Bengals?
Hello, Venkers.
How is everybody doing?
How are you doing? Are you feeling good? Yo, Lando Nation, Lando Coin, it's back up, baby. I don't know, dude. It's good, and then Max Verstappen's all of a sudden Red Bull's back. Daniel Ricciardo's fucking out, or is he? I don't know. I don't know what to think or feel, but this is the Red Flags, brought to you by BetMGM, and this is
That's all we do know. That's all we do know.
That's all we do. What we do know is that this is the Red Flags, and it's brought to you by BetMGM. And this was, it's
a horrible race. It's a horrible race.
Horrible race.
I woke up live for this shit.
Come on, dude. We got a championship battle on our fucking hands, dude. No, I mean, the race was a snoozy.
It was bad. It was bad. I can't believe I woke up. I was like, I got to wake up live because something crazy is going to happen. I got to wake up for that start, and then he just pulled through, and his greatest enemy at the end of the day was himself, as it usually is.
Yeah, I mean, he was flirting. It's like, you're knocking him. It's like, can he just put together a full, clean weekend? And it's like, he really almost did that.
No, he can't.
The answer was no. The answer was no.
Well, I guess that's the most compelling character. The most compelling characters are actually, when their greatest enemy is themselves,
Yes.
Darth Vader is a great enemy and all, but like Luke has to believe in himself. Neo has to believe in himself. These guys, they got to believe in themselves at the end of the day. And the enemy is just pushing them into that corner where it's like put up or shut up. And it's interesting because Lando was like, oh yeah, I can't nail a start. Look at me nail a start. You don't think I'm good? Look how many. I can win by so much. I can have a Max Verstappen. Whoa there. Whoa. Yeah. Whoa. Shit.
Yes. Yeah.
And they're like, okay, easy, Lando.
Get the reins on that horse.
You know what a psycho you have to be? That just shows you what a psycho you have to be to. That gives you actually an appreciation for what Max did all those years. Where he's winning by 20. Like, that's actually hard. Mm-hmm. To just bang in those laps, lap after lap, and just being alone. Because Lando said it himself. He was like, it wasn't necessarily that he was pushing too hard. It was like he was out in front. There was nobody behind him, and he kind of like lost the plot a little bit.
Yeah, he got distracted.
They said, were you pushing too hard? He was like, well, I pushed hard because I wanted to build up a gap. But then at certain points, I just kind of, you're on a road trip. It's like a 6-hour road trip at that point, and you're just kind of just staring at the white lines. And you kind of fall. It was almost like when you hit the rumble strips. It's like, whoa, shit! I'm in a fucking Grand Prix. I forgot.
Right.
It's tough. It's tough to be that good. It's tough to be that far out ahead sometimes, I think.
It's tough to be. Hey, Max was always talking about the wind. The wind's crazy out here.
He was doing that to keep himself sharp. He needed a new.
Right.
He needed to invent an opponent.
No, you're right. Lando's always out there just being like, "This is awesome." Oh shit! There's the
raindrops keep falling on my head. Oh fuck!
Hey guys, look at me. No, one hand. Look, Ma, no hands. Look, Ma, no hands.
Yeah, no. Max is looking for opponents in nature.
Yeah,
he has the wind.
Yeah, no. The beginning was, there was the big question about the start, but the real fireworks that we got in the beginning were due to the young gun, one Franco Colapinto. But before we get into that,
he's my favorite. He's my favorite driver.
All right, Franco Colapinto, dude.
Wait, hold on. Before you said Lando fumbler of the day, can we agree that he did fumble, but he recovered the fumble? He recovered his own fumble.
Well, yeah. When you're out in space, when you're 100 yards ahead of the guys, you can sometimes drop the ball, run back, get it, still score the touchdown. That's.
But in the cool down room, did you see the cool down room where Max watched that happen? He goes, "Oh my god!" He just looked at Lando like, "You dumbass! You almost just handed me this shit."
And then he said, "Do you hear what he said afterwards?" He was like, "You should have let the brake go a little bit." And then Max, what's interesting about Max, because I watched that like a hawk. When Max like makes a joke, he wants to let you know immediately that he's joking. So he'll make the joke and then just like laugh maniacally in your face. He said to Lando, he said, should have let the break go a little bit.
Yeah, he didn't want the tension of the. Did he want to laugh at his own joke, or he didn't want Lando to sit in the discomfort of that?
He didn't want Lando to think that he was serious at all. Like, I think there's a Dutchness. He knows how he can come across. So I think like he's learned to like, hey, if you let the people know that you're joking, you can like preempt
right. You can say anything you want.
Right, and then you laugh afterwards.
He said crazy shit. If you watch his documentary, he says crazy shit. Like we talked about this on Patreon. They said, "Oh, they thought I was you." Like his driver was like, "Oh, they thought I was Max Verstappen," and they were like, "They didn't think I was you. They didn't think you were me. They thought you were my disabled brother." And then he went, "Okay, just to let you know, that's what Max said. It's not what I am saying.
That is what Max said.
I'm not laughing.
Yes.
I'm doing I'm not laughing at the joke. I'm saying Max said it and then laughed at his own joke in a documentary that he produced and had final cut on. Okay, he made a joke about his driver being his disabled brother and then laughed at it and then was like, keep it in. I'm hilarious. So he says whatever the hell he wants. And and then Lando said he almost shit himself. He's like, I almost shit myself. And then Oscar was like, didn't hear him. And Oscar tried to do a little bit. And Oscar like put his microphone and put a fake microphone. He goes, all right, so like, it described that moment, no swearing. And he was trying to get in on it, but you know, any cool down room that Oscar Piastri is in just becomes a fucking episode of Normal People or a Sally Rooney novel. I think that's why the Gen Z love him so much, because he's just a Normal People character who just can't quite. There's just layers that are just that don't always that will maybe never come to the surface. Maybe when they're 35. That was what was so brutal about Normal People. It's like, God, they're in their 30s now and they can't just fucking say it. Just say it. That's what killed me about that book. That's what killed me about this show. It's like when they're in high school, it's like, I like you, but I can't articulate it because we're just so young and English or Irish and repressed. But then it's like, okay, you're in your 30s. Come on. Now.
Right. Yeah. Get over it.
That's Oscar. I think he's giving Sally Rooney all the time.
Okay, I like
you don't
that.
Think?
I didn't watch that show, so
did you read the book?
No, Matt, don't ask stupid questions. Hold on, so I can get on your page. It's like they're awkward,
right? I mean, the whole idea of Normal People, and it's been a while since I read it, but Normal People, it's like a Romeo and Juliet story, but the Capulets and the Montagues are their own fucking trauma.
Right. Yeah.
That's they just can't get out of their own way to just be vulnerable enough to sort of tell each other how they feel. And that lasts 300 pages and 10 years.
Yeah.
And somehow it works.
I see.
But
so you think Oscar's got there's a whole well of stuff in there that Oscar's just not letting out?
He's just sitting on. And he's awkward. I mean, the thing about the guy who what's the guy? He's everywhere now. What's his face?
Paul Mescal.
Paul Mescal. He's like the handsome athlete that everybody likes, but he's like he's so relatable because he's not Biff.
Yeah.
He's like the cool kid that is actually kind of introverted that everybody likes, which is sort of more accurate to today's current youth. Is like he's a great athlete, he's good looking, girls like him, but he's got the sensitive side and he's shy and he writes but he doesn't tell anybody, and he's hooking up with this girl that everyone thinks is a freak and he doesn't want anyone to know, but his mom, but it's a class thing because he's really cool and she's really lame, but she's really rich and his mom cleans her house. His mom cleans her family's home, so there's like this class shit.
Yeah.
And there's layers to that. And her brother's like a piece of shit. Anyway,
This is how little.
Everyone's
This is how little.
like,
This
why
is,
are you talking
you know
about
what?
normal people? And I'm like, well,
This
fuck
is
race.
how. This is how little you want to talk about a Lando Norris one race. That's what's happening right now, ladies and gentlemen. Is that Matt doesn't want to give Lando his flowers, so he'll explain the entire plot of normal people to me.
You know what I wish Lando had done? I wish he hadn't won by 30 seconds. I wish he had Harry Houdini'd it and had a touch and go. That's what he should have done to shut me up. Not that he cares what I say, but I want him to win a hard one. Can he win a hard one?
Yeah.
Can he win one that's a toss-up? Can he reach out and grab one? That's what I want to see.
Yeah, I mean, the kid in Clean Air is dangerous, though. I mean, he is dangerous in Clean Air. It's just when he's in the dirty air that he doesn't really know what the fuck is going on. He likes it when there's kind of nothing going on or in my way besides the ghost of his own kind of chaos. But
his own ADD and 100-degree boiling temperature,
right,
which I get.
Right.
But
yeah,
I think that I mean, he won his third race.
Mm-hmm.
I think he I'm just looking at his 3 wins, and I just want to see him win one. Then I'm like, wow. That could have gone. Anyone could have won that race, and he was fuck off. It's mine.
Yeah. You want to see there's a fumble, and then there's a dog pile, and he comes out.
And
with
he
the ball.
comes out with the fucking football. Exactly.
Yes.
That's what I want to see from him.
But he keeps winning by, dude. It's hard because he keeps winning by fucking 20 seconds, dude.
He's done that twice.
He's done that twice.
He's done that twice. I think.
And in Miami, he won by
in
Miami, he won by like 7. He won by like 10 seconds in Miami as well.
That was gifted to him.
Totally, but still, he did then build the. But you are correct that like he hasn't had a Oscar in Monza with someone nipping at his heels the whole time type win yet.
And that's sort of a credit to like how dominant his other 2 wins have been.
Yeah,
that I've been able to. Well, it's like those 2 wins have been easy. Well, it's because he's very fast. He's very fast.
Yeah,
and he's got a very good car. And in clean air, that I mean, now with the ground effects, it seems like all these cars are just fucking terrible following.
Right.
I mean, Leclerc couldn't get past fucking anybody. Lewis couldn't get past anybody.
Yeah.
There's that great moment where Lewis was trying to get past fucking Tsunoda and couldn't. And then I wrote, is Yuki Tsunoda better than Lewis?
Answer yes. Yeah. Answer is yes.
I mean, it's very tough to follow. And I think there was a fumble for P2 and Max was like, I got it.
Yeah, sure.
Everybody was
right.
Yeah.
I was expecting with the Mercedes with Lewis there, I was with George and then Piastri. I was like, oh, this is going to be a bloodbath for second place, and then it just wasn't one. And we were hoping that there would be pyrotechnics on the opening lap, and we did a Patreon with our instant reactions to quali. But yeah, like we said earlier, Franco Colapinto, fucking throwing it up the inside, dude. Everyone was so mad about this move. Sainz was mad. Albon was mad in the moment,
that
obviously.
Was so crazy. Albon, because I rewatched it and I was like, he's nowhere near you, dude.
Yeah.
He's nowhere near you. That was a soccer dive that Albon did on the radio.
Yeah.
There was cars in between them.
I mean, what the argument is that all the other cars had to move in order to because he was occupying that space. You know what it was?
So Colapinto is supposed to know. He's supposed to think about 3 lanes over where Albon is. No, he's racing the guy next to him who isn't his teammate.
There was a gap, baby. There was a gap, and if you no longer go for a gap, you're no longer a racing driver. And Franco Colapinto coming in fucking hot. The youth made this race. The most interesting part of this race was brought on by like a bullish rookie move. Not a rookie move in terms of it being a bad move. Just a rookie with all of his fucking.
I don't have a 2-year deal like fucking Alex Albon, who's just fucking been chilling. chilling, and now he's finally getting upset. You want to know something else that I didn't know about qualifying?
He is
You
pressed.
know what they haven't been talking about that much, but
What?
I've been reading the internets.
Yeah, what are the internet
Alex
saying?
Albon has got an update. Colapinto does not. Colapinto is fucking cruising around in the old iPhone 12.
Yeah, dude.
Well, Alex Albon's got the AI. I don't know how people mixed reviews about the new iPhone. Guys, let me know if I should get it. And because I got an iPhone 12. So
You are all over the place right now. But
yeah, I love Colapinto. He's not the youngest guy. I think Behrman is younger, but nobody prepared him for F1.
right.
So he's not media trained at all.
Yeah, he just talks and talks and talks. Like whenever he talks to the media, they're like, "You don't have to say this much." And he's like, "I want to. I'm enjoying it."
He's excited. All these guys, he's like, are his heroes.
Yeah, like he dapped up Lewis after the last race, and he was like, "Oh my god, that's so sick!" And like, yeah, that's how you should treat it.
Can I get
love
a selfie?
him.
Can I get a selfie?
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
Will you follow me on Instagram, Lewis? Please. Dude, you know what that move reminded me of? It was giving Kvyat in China when he torpedoed in, and then he had that iconic moment where Vettel's confronting him in the
He's like, that's
cool
just
down room.
racing, man.
He goes, "That's just racing, bro. Bro, that's just racing." And he goes, "Yeah, but you come in like a torpedo. You come in like a torpedo. I have to move. And he goes, "That's racing, bro. That's racing." And that, honestly, if you watch back that move, I think it's China 2016.
It's you.
Look at
What are you, from England?
I think that was the year where Max wound up taking over, which I think was 2016 when Max was bumped up halfway through the season. But it's either 2015 or 2016. But no, it was just a bullish move. It was so sick. But you're right. Albon is pressed. Albon is stressing the fuck out. He's seeing Franco Colapinto everywhere. He's like having, oh, there he is.
Well,
Like-
he doesn't like having a teammate that stresses. He went from having the most stressful teammate in Max Verstappen
Right.
to being basically on the beach for 3 years.
Yes,
3 years,
yes.
4 years. How many years? So he had Latifi
Yeah.
for 2 years. Did he? Was it 2 years?
think so.
Latifi for 2 years.
No.
Oh my God.
He had Latifi. Sorry.
2 years
He
with
had Latifi-
Latifi. A year and 3/4 of Logan Sargent.
Yeah.
Now here's the question:
Yeah.
either Franco Colapinto is
Yeah.
the next Max Verstappen,
Yeah.
or is Albon like mid as fuck?
You know, I don't know. I think it might be that Albon is just not quite at that top level. And I think that maybe he's seeing that. I mean, for a rookie to come in and be right there with you and be 1/1000th of a second off of you in qualifying when you have the upgrade and he doesn't.
Well, we'll see. Maybe the upgrade sucks, but this guy isn't Antonelli. He isn't Bortoletto.
Right.
He isn't even Ollie Behrman. He was on. Nobody was talking about this guy,
Yeah.
and now he's like contending for the Sauber seat.
Yeah.
I love it. And you know what else I think? He's 21 right now. I think he's got one of those faces. I think when he's like 30, he's going to be hot as fuck. That's what I'm guessing. He's got
Oh, yeah,
like a
he's-
man face. Right now I think he doesn't have that Lando Norris boyishness, Leclerc
Yeah.
boyishness.
Right.
He's got Senna vibes. Jenny's pointing out he needs to grow into the man face that he has.
Yeah.
He's one of those guys
gonna-
that get better looking as he gets older, I think.
He'll look good with some salt and pepper hair when the time comes.
Like Nico Hulkenberg. Do you remember they were showing pictures of the young drivers they were like signing? Nico Hulkenberg had such a glow up.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be one of those situations. Not that he isn't cute now, but I think he's going to be a stud when he's like 30.
Yeah, he looks like he looks like your friend's dad who's a doctor and just like isn't and plays tennis and it's just like, you know what I mean? You know when you just have like this really successful guy. Yeah, maybe he's
Cat's dad.
He's a little bit, but you know what he's kind of giving me is we can bleep this name a little bit.
I don't know. Okay.
Just like plays tennis, like comes in sweaty, Oh, hey guy, hey kids, how's it going?
He would look great in all of the Senna yachting polo attire.
Yeah. Vankas, as you know, we have teamed up with BetMGM this season, and we are using BetMGM lines to make all of our picks. And if you haven't signed up for BetMGM yet, use bonus code DADDY, and you will get up to $1,500 first bet offer on your first wager with BetMGM. Here is how it works. You download the BetMGM app, and you sign up using the bonus code DADDY, because we're fun. Deposit at least $10 and place your first wager on any game. You'll receive up to $1,500 in bonus bets if your bet loses. Just make sure that you use the bonus code DADDY when you sign up. Don't forget, if you haven't signed up for BetMGM yet, use bonus code DADDY and get your first $1,500 first bet offer today. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 and over. U.S. promotional offers not available in New York, Nevada, Ontario, or Puerto Rico. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY for New York. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP for Arizona. 1-800-327-5050 for Massachusetts. 1-800-BETS-OFF for Indiana. 1-800-981-0023 for Puerto Rico. First bet offer for new customers only. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards are non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire in 7 days. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel. Don't forget, if you haven't signed up for BetMGM yet, use bonus code DADDY and get your $1,500 first bet offer today. Now back to the show. But do you think he's going to get this seat? Because now there seems to be one seat left.
That was the Bottas news. Bottas.
Yeah.
Bottas news that he has re-signed with Sauber, I think, was fake news. That seat is wide open. He might snap it up. I think
we might not have to say Bottas anymore, and people.
Yeah, people might just troll us for how we say Colapinto or Colapinto or whatever the fuck.
Exactly.
Just out of the frying pan into the fire. So, yeah, I'm really excited. Bortoletto might get a shot.
Right. What about Daniel Ricciardo?
Dude, that was fucking depressing.
That was...
He might get killed off screen.
That's what's going to happen.
He needs like a Ned Stark death.
Yes.
He needs like a proper... They need to kill him on screen properly. Yes. He's not going to get it. And he needs Arya there. He needs all of us there crying and talking about what an injustice it is.
With whatever Daniel Ricciardo wants to do next. Because, it's true. The writing's on the wall. He's been like kind of saying it and not saying it. But then by the end of the race today, he was like saying it. He was like, yeah, this could be it, which is like translation, this is it. And, yeah, it's like, who are these
reporters? My girlfriend training to be a therapist. Like, how does this make you feel? What are you going through right now? Talk us through it. I'm like, fuck off.
Right.
Why does everything have to be why are you trying to make me cry right now? What are you feeling like inside? How's your body feeling? What's happening?
Dude,
in your body
Rosberg. Right, did you see what Nico Rosberg was asking him?
No.
He was like, so when you're looking back, like, do you think that leaving Red Bull, like, was a mistake? And I was like, Jesus, Nico, like,
Dude, I don't think it was a mistake. I don't think it was a mistake because Max was going to slit his throat.
Right.
And
he could have died, and it would have been a one death, and then instead it was like death by 1,000 paper cuts is what ultimately happened.
But you get to extend your career by... Look at what Alex Albon did. Look how much his career has been extended just by like ejecting from that situation and resetting somewhere else.
Yeah, but do you think that he would have like been if Max had quote slit his throat? I don't think he would have slit his throat even in the way that Lando. Like he wound up getting his throat slit by Lando at McLaren.
He had a great payday at Renault. He did
for sure.
Renault. It was Lando that slit his throat. Renault was a sideways move. It was McLaren that killed him.
Right.
If he had, I mean, this is a big if, but if he had, think about the situation. Think about where he'd be right now.
Yes.
Think about if he had just,
gelled with that car.
He'd be fighting Max for a championship right now. And Lando, at 23, people would say, yeah, he's still got time.
Yeah.
So it actually, when you think about it,
Yeah.
if it wasn't a bad move if he hadn't lost a step. Right?
Or that he had lost a step, or that he went to a car that was like fundamentally against his driving style. Because I think like ultimately what Daniel Ricciardo suffered from in this world of Formula One was like certain cars played well to his strengths, and then when he wasn't in cars that did that, he stuck out. And
how is he supposed to know that?
I mean, he's not supposed to know that, but you look back at it, he left Red Bull right before. 3 years before they all of a sudden were top dog.
That's the biggest tragedy of his career because he was the dominant Red Bull driver at the worst possible time.
Yes.
Because he was better than Vettel.
Yep.
He pushed Vettel out for no prize. It's like, great, you get to be the number one Red Bull driver when they are not great. When they have a shitty power unit. Well, I think they had the Renault or the Tag engine that wasn't that great.
Yeah.
Or the Tag badge engine. That was their worst period after the Vettel years. So so I think honestly, if Red Bull was good, if it wasn't for the Mercedes dominance, I think Daniel would have had 1 or 2 championships. He just had bad luck.
I mean, he was hot at the wrong time. And then he left Red Bull 3 years later. They're fighting for a championship. And
he's
then
the anti-Vettel. Vettel was hot at the right time.
Yes. And then he leaves. I mean, he didn't leave McLaren, but he goes to McLaren. That doesn't work out. And then 2 years later, they're fighting for a championship. And it's like, it's so brutal. I was thinking about his career and I was like, oh my God, it's brutal.
And then he left 2 years after he left Renault. Think about how. Oh wait, no, never mind. No, they fucking suck.
Yeah, that was a good move.
That was a good move. No, but he actually got them their best result. He was good at Renault. He got them their best result, and he ruined Nico Hulkenberg's career for a second there.
Right.
And he massacred Ocon, and he kind of ruined Ocon's career. He ruined both those guys' careers. And it's crazy because now they're both solidly in F1, and he's fucking gone.
Right.
He's
that's
out.
What I'm saying. That's what I'm saying by like if Max had like trounced him, I think that like that wouldn't be a death sentence for him. It was
right, like it wasn't a death sentence for Albon.
Right, exactly. But it's kind of like the bouncing around, and then what did you think about this fastest lap moment and move there as like potentially the final moment of Daniel's career? He does like team orders for Max. I mean, is that not? There's something like Greek about it. You know?
Yeah. Well, my first reaction was, wow, Ted Kravitz has no imagination.
Okay.
Because they were like talking to Ted Kravitz, and he's like, what are they doing? What the hell is going on here?
Yeah.
And then Brundle's like, are they putting the softs on? I think, like, no, but Daniel's already run on the softs. Why would they put 2 sets of softs on? This is absolutely, and I'm like, I'm an idiot and I know exactly what they're doing.
Right.
I was just thinking, obvious. There goes my hero. I was like, they're sacrificing him. And they're giving him, honestly, his race was fucked anyway. It's not like they took a good result from him. They gave him, this was as close to this is when the wounded guy in the movie, they gave him a heroic death. They're like, he's like, leave me here. No, I'll stall him.
Yes.
In the movie when they leave a guy with a gun and a belt full of grenades, and the aliens come, and he just opens his hand. He's got 10 rings.
Right.
10 grenade rings.
That's right.
And then
that's right.
That was the death that they gave him. Honestly, it obviously was Greek that he did it for Max.
Yes.
He was like team orders for Max, but at least he got to go in there and apparently set the lap record.
Yes, he set the lap record for Singapore.
He took a point and he got to fucking send it one more time.
And he got to have a little bit of, I mean, it's so complicated because like he got revenge on McLaren potentially. Got revenge on but it's like the two guys that like fucked his career up are Max Verstappen and Lando Norris.
I don't think Daniel has any ill will towards Max, which is crazy. It's crazy that he's able to compartmentalize. He actually said when he got thrown out on his ass on McLaren, he said that Max was one of the few people that texted him saying, "We know what you're capable of. Like, keep your head up."
Totally.
I think Daniel just didn't like the way Red Bull had handled him in that situation.
Right. For sure, but it was just, you know, I don't think it's necessarily Max, but there was something so, I was like, whoa. In his last race, that we don't know if it's his last race. Like, you're not even letting us know. It's just like kind of the rumor mill, and it's just It's the elephant in the room. And then like, so we're like, is this the last race? Is this the last thing you'll ever see you do on track? And it's him going in there doing team orders of the second Red Bull team.
Kind of fucked up. Kind of fucked up, don't you think?
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
No, not fucked up from an emotional standpoint. It's fucked up from this shouldn't be allowed standpoint.
Oh, I mean, yeah. Well, if you have four drivers, I mean, fucking.
No, it shouldn't be allowed. It shouldn't be allowed that Christian Horner can just call up another team and be like, "Do this." Yeah, Zach was complaining about it. Zach was like, "That's not fair."
Zach's like, "You guys have 3 drivers ready to do anything to make sure that Max Verstappen wins the championship, and we have none. We have none. We have none to help Lando." I mean, fucking A, dude. I mean, the guy on the other team
has
team
zero
orders
help.
for Max.
Max has 3 indentured servants, and Lando has none.
Lando has fucking figure it out for yourself, kid. Shut up. I mean, yeah, it was Greek. It was, and then, you know, I think he had the joke going like, if he wins by 1 point, I'm going to get a really good Christmas present this year. He actually, I think with this point, he now statistically makes it possible that if Lando wins every race and Max gets second, Max still wins the championship.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, what about
with sprints?
If you include sprints, I don't know if that's true. I think if it's
I think now. I mean, unless this thing I was seeing was lying, that's what the numbers said. Was like now Max, if he finishes second and Lando finishes first, including sprints for the rest of the year, Max still takes it. Vankas, not only does Cash App sponsor our favorite perfectly branded Formula One team, but they also make it easier for you to save money so you can do things that you love, like going to an F1 race. Boobies. Listen, to be honest, we thought that Cash App was just a way to send people money, right? You just send people money. Hey, Cash App me. Okay, I got you. But actually, it's a faster and simpler way to bank. You can start saving with as little as $1 with no hidden fees, no minimum balance requirements, and no account fees. Minimum balance requirements is crazy. It's just like, let me live. And Cash App lets you do that. And we all know that overdraft fees make no sense. Why are you charging someone if they don't have any money? Plus, when you deposit $300 or more in paychecks, you can get up to $50 in free overdraft coverage. It pays to get paid on Cash App. So go download the app today. Now back to the show.
Here's the interesting question, though. I doubt Lando wins out, and I doubt Max gets second every race. I don't think either of those things are going to happen. I think Leclerc is going to have a lot to say about it. I think Lewis is going to have a lot to say about it. I think Leclerc and Lewis are going to probably win one each. You don't think?
I'm not sure.
Leclerc was fast as shit. If you look at the lap times, Leclerc was faster than the Ferrari. Leclerc was faster than the Red Bulls and the Mercedes, I think. They just had the reason Leclerc didn't qualify up there was because there was a tire blanket issue on Saturday. They didn't warm the tires up, and and that's definitely why Leclerc didn't set a lap time. Why he sucked in qualifying, which he pretty much never does. And it might be, I'm not sure, but it might be why Carlos Sainz had that freak crash. So
there was just shit going wrong with the tire blankets in the Ferrari garage.
And that's why they qualified out of position. But
Ferrari, you'll always find a way. They just always find a way to do some shit like that.
Right, but they're going to nail one of these races.
Yeah, I mean, I think Vegas should be a good one for them.
What does it do to the points calculus, right, if Lando finishes second and Max finishes third, or Lando finishes second and Max finishes fourth? What does that do? Does that keep it the same? Is that the same sort of eating into the?
He's got to win by it's got to be like 8.6 points per race. You know, the reality is if the Red Bulls
2-4 not as good. Like if Max gets fourth,
I don't think so.
Oh, so it's got to be like 1-3.
I think it's got. Yeah, I think what really needs to happen. What he really needs is a like 1, and then Max is at like 5th or 6th. And then it's like, okay, now I can eat into this thing. It doesn't have to be like every race I need. But if these Red Bulls are finding form, now they have a month off. We're now past.
They're bringing an upgrade
races.
for Coda.
When we're past the 2 races where they were like supposed to be bad, and it's like the fact that Max was able to get second in this track that everyone had them written off for. I think the Red Bulls are now finding form at exactly the wrong time, which brings into like this whole thing of like, well, when the Red Bulls were struggling, this is when McLaren was like kind of like not pissing in either toilet. And now maybe Red Bulls are going to find their form for the rest of this year. But I still think that McLaren, right now, I just think it's like every race for the rest of the season is McLaren's race to lose.
Brian, I hate to break this to you, but every race since Miami has been their race to lose, kind of.
Right, but now they've been able to like kind of find. I mean, they've won the last 2 between the 2 of them, between Oscar and Lando. It's like now they've been able to actually kind of like think of themselves as think in those terms.
Yeah,
now they're thinking in those terms, but it might be too little, too late.
What they really need is for Oscar Piastri to qualify ahead of Max. And back him up a little bit.
Yeah, I thought Oscar was going to be able to make his way through there and pass Max today, but it just wasn't meant to be. I think when you're following, like that McLaren car is a rocket.
It's all. Not only is it hard to follow, but I think it just ate up his tires.
Yeah,
he made like 2 great passes.
Dude! Thank God for him. God for him in this race today, dude. He was like the only He's so good at overtaking.
Yeah, he might be the best overtaker in the. He's the best. He might be the best overtaker in F1
on the grid right now. Yeah. He overtakes from the outside. They're like he's the king of overtaking on the outside. Like fucking, that's hard. Was
it Hamilton or Russell that got him? Russell that got him? Somebody. Oh no, it was Hulkenberg or somebody. Hulkenberg overtook him at the start.
Yes.
And he was like, oh, God, I know what happens. I've seen this movie before. Yes. I have to get in front of him. And he just lunged. He was like, my race is over. Because Hulkenberg is just, you get stuck behind him. It's a nightmare. That is the human centipede to end human centipedes.
Yeah, he's crafty.
Well, he backed everybody up. It was a nightmare.
He is crafty with it. And you know what? There weren't any safety cars in this race because, you know what? The level of talent, I believe, is too high. I think
we need less talent on the grid.
We need a canary in the coal mine. We need a Latifi. We need a Mazepin. We had Logan Sargent, dude. We had Logan Sargent, but now we got Colapinto.
We didn't know what we had.
And these races, sometimes they need a little spice.
Also, are we enjoying hearing Albon scream for his life? That's not a good feeling.
I mean, it's entertaining to me.
I know, but he's such good vibes, and now he's just bringing horrible vibes.
Yeah,
horrible vibes. Summer break's over. It's time to go to work.
And now these cars are so reliable that there's no wrenches thrown in races anymore. Which
the closest we get is Magnussen. Magnussen came real close. Dude,
he
fucking yes. I'm really pissed at him. He was like, I don't give a fuck, guys.
Yeah.
No points, no points on my license, no contract. Get ready. And I'm like, get ready who? The wall that you're about to fucking hit? Your tire?
Yeah.
Get him out of here. Get Ollie Behrman in the car. I brought this up to Gunther. Gunther never thinks I say anything smart. Gunther was like, that's a good idea. Pay him to just get out and put Ollie Behrman in the car. It would cost them like $200,000, or it would cost them nothing I think Ferrari would pay Haas
Yeah.
to put him in the car just to
Right.
get him more experience. It's a win-win.
And dude, Haas could get 6th because right now Haas has 31 points, RB VCarb 34 points.
It's so
like-
stupid. You're going to be putting yourself in a better position this year and 2025. Get him
Yeah.
in the car right now. Kevin Magnussen does not care. He basically said it. He said, I don't care. He's like, I got no points, no contract. Like, let's get ready to fuck.
Yeah.
He
And
didn't
this is his
fight
version-
Hamilton. He like
Right.
waving people through. He doesn't care. Get him out of here.
Yeah.
I don't even think Kevin Magnussen would be mad at me for saying this because I'm saying pay him his money
Right.
and send him off into the sunset so he can do WEC or hypercars or IndyCar.
Yeah.
Get him out of here. Get Ollie Behrman in the car.
And I think I want these rookies in there because even if the rookies are talented as we are now understand that they are, they'll still be rookies, so they'll just be like, there will be some more chaos. Like, Colapinto's move today that's a young guy making that move. And it was the best part of the day.
I loved it. It was the best part of the day. It made me see another side of Alex Albon that I don't know that I like. I loved it.
Venkers, this collaboration is brought to you by CBDMD. Millions of people experience burnout daily, leading to stress, anxiety, and sleepless nights. CBDMD offers a diverse range of products specifically designed to support your sleep, focus, and recovery, providing the perfect solution to combat daily stressors. With CBDMD, you can unwind, relax, and get a restful sleep that you need. Crafted from USA-grown hemp and rigorously third-party tested for quality and safety, CBDMD offers high-quality CBD and THC products that seamlessly fit into your daily routine. Whether you need to take the edge off a long week or enhance your overall well-being, CBDMD has the right solution for you. Visit cbdmd.com to explore their full range of products, expertly formulated to help you feel your best. And as always, you can use the promo code FRIDAY for 30% off plus free shipping at CBDMD. Committed to transparency, CBDMD conducts rigorous third-party lab testing on all its products. Each product is accompanied by a certificate of analysis on their website that verifies its potency and ensures it is free from contaminants such as pesticides, heavy metals, and molds. Visit cbdmd.com to explore their extensive range of products and find your perfect solution to your needs. Don't forget to use the code FRIDAY at checkout for 30% off plus free shipping. Well, I was saying, aren't you, as someone who kind of called this, you must be getting joy out of you being right.
You know, I do enjoy being right. I do really enjoy being right.
We don't want to hear a young, nice guy
I don't.
like that
It's
scream.
it's depressing to me.
Right.
Well, first of all, I've been right so many times that it's not even a novelty anymore. It's like no. But in all seriousness,
yeah, you know what you were not right about? Lando Norris getting
Okay.
3 wins.
I was
on
not right
tape.
about that. I was not right about that. A correct clock can miss every now and again,
right.
but can jump a few seconds when it
Yeah,
gets stuck.
we got it.
But I guess I kind of had this idea that Alex Albon was just this cool guy, just this nice, cool guy.
Uh-huh.
I had doubts about his pace, but I didn't have doubts about his good-naturedness, temperament.
Yeah.
I am now wrong about I didn't know he was, by the way, let's just give it away now. I didn't know he was such a fucking Karen. I'm upset because I liked the guy. I liked the guy. And if his good personality was just upheld by Latifi and Logan Sargent's driving, then I'm really disappointed. Because you want to know something? Daniel Ricciardo's a great guy. He has been eating shit every weekend. He's Lando Norris. He's had Max Verstappen serve him shit sandwiches. He's had Lando Norris serve him shit sandwiches. He's had that Renault car serve him shit sandwiches. He's now having Yuki Tsunoda shit sandwiches. He's been eating shit sandwiches of teammates week after week. And you know what? That guy's got a smile. That guy's got a laugh. That guy's game. That guy will talk to us.
Right.
He doesn't let the on-track stuff. And that gives me hope in humanity that a guy like that can just be a nice, good guy. And now Albon gets a fucking whiff of it for a week and becomes a fucking Karen? That sucks. That sucks to me. I don't like that.
Right.
I want Alex Albon to eat a shit sandwich and smile because that's what I thought that's the guy I thought he was. I'm really disappointed.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
I thought he was another Daniel Ricciardo. That's what I thought. And you know what? There's only one Daniel Ricciardo, and they're getting rid of him. They're killing him off screen.
As we go on, we remember.
Dude, he was so. We've met him.
breaks.
He's really nice. We
Yeah,
met
dude.
him in the fucking. We met him in the lowest of the low point of his career, and he couldn't have been nicer.
Yeah.
He is in the Spinal Tap goes to Japan phase of his career,
Yes.
and he could not be nicer. He could not be a nicer guy.
Yeah, I mean, that interview with him, just go back and watch it because it's looking back on the career. We didn't think, we were like, oh, he's here next year or he's going to go to Red Bull. He said in these interviews, he's been like, yeah, like I tried to get back to Red Bull and that didn't happen. So I think that's off the table.
Yeah.
And Perez is just fucking, oh, when Perez was, he was talking about Colapinto
Oh yeah, I was.
and he was like,
some shit
he's-
just cringeworthy. He didn't even got me.
He's very difficult to pass. He's very good, Colapinto. That is a man with job security.
Go
Because
on. Go on.
you don't compliment a driver that you can't get past when your race seat is up for like is not steady. Remember when Lewis
Yeah, Lewis Hamilton.
had that battle with Lando, and then he was like, "Such a great driver, Lando." Yes, yeah. Salutes to the kid. It's like Lewis can say that because like Lewis isn't fucking going anywhere. But like when Perez is behind Colapinto, can't get by him, and then it's just like that Colapinto kid. He's quick. He's really talented. Can't get by him.
He's really talented. Even I can't get past him.
Right. Yeah.
I'm like, dude, come on.
That is a guy who feels safe in his position.
He's saving his position, but it's also, I think it's also calculated because like Lewis Hamilton, understanding it's a chess move too. Lewis Hamilton's like, okay, so I'm the old English dog. This is the new English dog. Let me sort of try to co-opt that fan base a little bit. Let me try to show some graciousness to maybe the future Lewis, the new Lewis on the block.
Yeah.
Let me try to extend an olive branch to the English youths out there.
Yeah.
I think he's making a play to the Argentinians that are now watching, to the Spanish-speaking audience that are now watching.
It's not a bad. That's a calculated move. Yeah, I don't want to piss off that nation. I want them to be on my side.
I want the Argentinians. I want to try to get a little Argentinian runoff now.
He's a businessman.
It's a smart move. He could get an Argentinian runoff.
Yeah. And we know that the Argentinian fans are passionate as shit.
Yeah, just ask Callum Ilott.
Yes. That's right.
Dude. For them to get that heated over Callum Ilott and Canapino,
Yeah.
can you imagine if
Right.
Colapinto is fucking out here?
Yeah.
Can't imagine.
Dude. Colapinto, when he first signed on to like get into F1, I think he was at like 400,000 followers, 500,000 followers.
What's he at now?
Guess.
1.2 million?
2.4.
Wow. Wouldn't that have
I
sucked
mean-
if I said 5 million? I hate
would've
when I
sucked.
do that.
Yeah, when you overguess.
when
Guess
I
how
say
much? And
get-
they're like, yeah. Dude, guess how,
I was like, guess how many followers I have on Instagram now? 300,000? No. I don't have
no,
300,000.
165.
That's why I always try to guess less than I was going to guess when people ask me shit like that because I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't want to hurt their feelings.
No, but I mean, that's that's the power of Formula One, is that this kid who, had a following, but he's, boom, you're in the spotlight, you're here. And I think probably especially like Argentinians who maybe like didn't necessarily know about him, or maybe how front facing is like the kid trying to make his way to F1, but then all of a sudden like he's on the national stage, he's on the world stage.
Hold on though, I want to quibble with that's the power of Formula One, right? Because can we just look up what's Logan Sargent's following? Let me know that, please.
I think it's going to be less than him. 1 million.
Right. So it has to do with what country you're from, I think.
Right.
Because Logan had a year and 3/4.
Yeah. And as you said, Americans kind of didn't want him.
Americans don't care about Americans in F1. You want to know something?
Right.
This is nothing against James Hinchcliffe.
Right.
When I see him in IndyCar, I'm like, this is a smart guy. He knows his stuff.
Yeah.
He's great. But I see him in F1 and I'm like that meme. Ew, brother, ew. I'm like, what is that accent doing on my television screen right now?
I know, and honestly, he's asking really good questions.
He's great. He's awesome.
He's talking about all the right things, and he
Yeah.
asks great questions, but it's just something about that voice that I don't want to hear.
You know what it's like?
You're totally right.
It's like I remember I went to Paris with my girlfriend. We had such a romantic time in Paris. And we're walking 3 days. 3 days. Yeah. I'm in Paris. Going to the Louvre, going to the National Portrait Gallery, walking along the Seine.
Yeah.
Looking at the little artist shops, eating at 9 different boulangeries, just in this bliss, loving my fucking life. And then I'm walking. And then there's this other gaggle walking the other way, and all of a sudden I hear, yeah, I just didn't want to go into the office anymore. I wanted to work from home.
Right.
I didn't like the commute. I wanted to spend more time at home. The commute was just too much, and I wanted to throw up. It just shattered everything. It shattered the Edith Piaf vibe that I was in. And then I also realized I'm doing that to everybody else around me. I am that guy.
Yes.
As I'm like, how do I get my followers up for my podcast? Like, I'm doing that to everybody around me. And I got fucking depressed. So it's nothing against, it's just self-hating American thing.
Right.
And we've talked about this on the Patreon, which you should subscribe to. When you are the dominant culture, you kind of want to get away from it.
Yeah.
You want to just be sequestered in other cultures.
Right.
So yeah, I don't want to. I want James Hinchcliffe to do an accent or something. That's what I want.
Yeah. That's why like almost every mom that I know is obsessed with like Norwegian television like dramas. These like it's a cop. It's like a cop in a lonely town, and there's a murder, and like it's just in Norway or in Denmark or Scandinoir is what I guess it's called. Yeah, like my mom's obsessed with it. Kat's mom is obsessed with it. I just know all these like people like there's like I don't want to consume American media anymore. I'm actually done with it. I'm done hearing of it. I need to like I would rather watch something where I don't speak the language, have to read subtitles because it's just it goes down smooth like a nice tea before bed.
Yes.
Yeah. No, that's what that's why we watch as Americans. That's why we became obsessed with Formula One, is because it was this like, it was a soda from a different country. I'm tired of drinking Coke.
We're now those kids that came back from like a teen tour.
Yeah,
and are like, guys, if you got Nutella, that's us now.
Yes.
I don't do Skippy. I do Nutella.
Right.
We're fucking obnoxious.
Or even deeper, Speculoos, dude.
What?
Speculoos. Yeah,
dude, I never even.
You know
heard
what,
of
Matt?
Speculoos.
Exactly. Comment Speculoos in the comments if you know what the fuck that is, dude.
So what else happened in this stupid race?
Oh, well, we talked about it a little bit on the Patreon, but I think we should talk about it on the main pod. Max Verstappen chastised by saying the car is fucked.
Listen, I hate this. First of all, I think they should be allowed to curse whenever, wherever they want.
Yes.
I don't care about cursing. I don't care about anything. My parents cursed in front of me. I turned out perfect. Turned out perfect. No notes.
No notes.
Zero flaws. I also grew up. I had a twin sister who was autistic, and she would just have meltdowns wherever, whenever. So I learned to just like not care what other people thought of what I said or what was done or airing dirty laundry. It's why I can ramble like a crazy person now.
Yeah.
It's a gift. It's a gift not caring what other people think. It's a gift that she gave me. And I think that and this idea about what about the children? What about the children? What about the children? I hear that argument. I don't agree with it. I hear it. I also know that MBS doesn't give a fuck about the children. This is a power trip to the max. This guy has tried to clamp down on jewelry, jaywalking, and now it's cursing, right?
Yeah.
It's giving David Stern. It's giving, trying to, pull up your pants, trying to exert control where you can. And it's, and he even said not to sort of bring in a racial element to it.
Yeah.
He's whether you agree with this or not, he went about it in the worst way. He said, these are F1 drivers. They're not rappers. So he brought in this racial element that was completely, so it just shows you the kind of guy that he is.
Right.
He's a power tripping, problematic guy.
Yes.
And he chose to crack down on the wrong motherfucking dude.
Yes.
Because Max is a terrorist. I don't know what he was thinking.
Yeah.
I don't know what he was thinking. He's cracked down on Lewis before. He said, "Oh, Lewis, Lewis with his jewelry." He's cracked down on Lewis's jewelry. He fined Lewis more than he fined other people for jaywalking. Like, because he had to make remember that? He had to make an example of Lewis because Lewis was a champion.
Right.
And Lewis could be a petty little bitch.
Yeah.
But Max is a full-on terrorist.
Yes.
So Max went full Marshawn Lynch. But here's the difference between Max and Marshawn Lynch is Marshawn Lynch is actually like, he likes people. He likes to interact with people. Right. Like he has had this whole second career. He was in Bottoms with Rachel Sennett. He actually likes the media.
Yeah.
He just was feeling hemmed in that moment and decided to. Max hates all that shit. So you just gave a napalm cloud. You just poured gasoline on a napalm cloud.
Yeah, Max doesn't want to answer questions anyway. So this is like, honestly, Max is, he's obviously pissed off, but on some level, he's just like, no comment. No, but actually he was like, no, I will answer your questions out there. I'm going to fuck them at the drive-thru. Now I'm actually going to be verbose and talkative too, but he's also spiteful. Like, I'm going to spite the FIA. Right.
And this is how much of a that all the drivers, that Lewis is like backing him now.
Yes.
Lewis is like, Max, my best friend Max, we're in this together. I support Max. And
he's like, I wouldn't serve that community service. And Lewis, who's like, literally, like, you would think that Lewis would be
Mission
like,
44. Mission 44, Lewis is like, fuck community service. I stand with Max.
Yes.
Fuck the community, Max.
He literally said, yeah, I just wouldn't serve it. Like, it's ridiculous. I just wouldn't do it.
Yeah, Captain Britain, Captain Planet, Lewis Hamilton is telling Max to fuck the community service.
Yeah,
that is how hated this man is that Lewis is putting an arm around Max, being like, you and I are in this together.
Right.
That is how galvanizing the hatred towards this man is.
Yeah.
He sucks so much that Lewis and Max are now friends.
Yeah.
That's profound. It is profound how much he had to suck in order for that to happen.
Yeah, he's brought factions together. A common enemy can make friends of former foes. And Mohammed bin Sulayem has done that with this random ass. Can't curse. Here, in the rule book, it says this. It's like, these are athletes at the highest order.
The radio shit is ridiculous. Also, it's also not incumbent upon the broadcasters to play it. And they believe it anyway.
Right.
And there's kids broadcasts.
and they're going at 180 miles an hour. They're going to say whatever the fuck they want to say. And to use the kids as like, I'm just looking out for the kids. You don't give a fuck about them. And the kids have bigger problems on their fucking plate than cursing. The kids have other shit going on. The youth are at risk of a lot more than someone saying a bad word. Mm-hmm. Just shut up.
Yeah. He wishes he was a dictator, and he's just stuck being a referee. And the thing is nobody cares about the referee. He's trying to become like whenever the discourse becomes about the referee, you know you're in you're in trouble.
Right.
That's the problem. Is that his goal is to become the center of attention, which is not. It's like having a stage manager in a play, like or the guy moving the furniture in the play that's dressed in black. It's like that guy wanting to be the star of the show.
Right.
It's like it's just fundamentally it's at odds with the very premise of who that guy is.
Yes.
You're supposed to make the shit go smoothly. If anybody's talking about the guy with doing the lights or the guy moving the furniture in the play, you got a problem.
Yeah.
And the people that do that job shouldn't have egos.
Yeah. I did a play once where there was there were like props that we had in the rehearsal room, and some of them were food. There was like food props because we were like in an environment where we had to like eat. We were at, like on the stage there was going to be food. So then we were like rehearsing, and in the rehearsal process I was like, all right, well maybe in this scene I'd be eating this, and then people on like people behind the scenes were like, can you please not do that? And I was like, why? They're like, just because, could you just not? And I was like, okay, my job is to figure out like how I'm going to do this in the most effective manner possible. And if we're in a lunchroom and there's food, we'd be eating. So I'm going to find a time to eat.
You're supposed to sit in front of sandwiches in a scene and not eat the sandwiches.
And not eat them?
Also in a play, the scenes are long. It's not like a movie.
Right.
You're just there for 20 minutes, not eating the food.
Yeah, and there was a vibe where it was like, can you just like adjust your performance? It's going to make my life harder if you eat. And I was like, okay, but you're making my life harder by not letting me eat. This is not necessarily what the FIA should be there to like help the drivers and help the sport. And we can just say
run seamlessly.
And the more honest these guys are, and the more honest and the more real the energy we get out of them, that is what makes people love it. And so
we don't see them. It's the word. It's all we get is their interviews and their radios. And you're trying to turn this into 1984? What are you stupid? Like that was where Bernie Ecclestone missed. That was his biggest mistake, was he was trying to hide the drivers, trying to protect them and, control their social media and all that stuff. And that was like the low-hanging fruit that Liberty Media figured out.
Right. Without the radios, this fucking race, we'd have nothing to talk about because the radios were amazing. So let's get into our awards.
Well, hold on. Speaking of great radios.
Yeah.
Speaking of someone who doesn't care about Daniel Ricciardo's like final race. Yuki Tsunoda, get him out of the way. Just get him out of the way. Yeah. And they're like, well, we thought we'd wait till he gets. No, just move him out of the way. It's hurting my tires a little bit. Yeah. It's not what's perfect for me. It's affecting my race. So just get it done. Crazy.
Like, guys, what are we doing? What's going on?
Tick-tock. I mean, that's more degrading, honestly, than doing a fast lap for Max Verstappen. It's like getting moved out of the way for Yuki Tsunoda.
Dude, Yuki doesn't give a fuck, dude. Yuki does not give a fuck. Dude, when Yuki said,
not like this vibes. Not like these.
There were so many good radios today. Yuki had too much information. They're like, so there's a battle ahead of you, so they might actually get tangled up, so there could be an opportunity there. You might find a way. Shut up! Too much information.
Yeah, and it was also what was funny about it was also like encouraging. Like, hey Lou, hey Yuki, like look alive, like something good might happen. Shut up. Too much. Stop trying to encourage me.
Meanwhile, George Russell, guys, I need some encouragement here. Guys, I could really use some encouragement.
Yeah, it's giving me in high school, like, tell me something nice to my girlfriend. Say something nice to me. So I'm insecure. What else we got?
Yeah, what other good ones? I'm Checo, I'm bouncing around like a kangaroo. Yeah, Max thanking Daniel after the race. Thank you, Daniel. Oh, yes, Jenny just pointed out. There was George. I got oversteer and understeer. George is just out. George is on one.
He's really angry. He's an angry little man these days.
He is mad. And you know who can see it? Christian Horner. Because Christian Horner is like now playing the, you know, it'd be silly to not look at George. He's on his maybe I'll pluck George.
He's also saying to Toto, hey, bitch, I can fuck with your shit too.
Right.
To your drivers to tempt them away. But I think Toto will be like, sure, take them.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's not as, you know, Toto's been out here being like, I just would be awesome to have Max. It'd be great. He's like, well, I could take George. And
it's not
Toto's
really
like,
1-to-1. It's not really
for
1-to-1.
For sure.
I mean, honestly, yeah, George was angry, but the person who should really be angry is Lewis. They're putting him on used softs.
Yeah.
He's starting P3, Brian.
Right.
He's in third place. I'm like, who are you, George Russell?
Yeah.
That's such a George Russell move.
It is.
To try to do an alternate strategy and try to do something weird. I'm like, you're Lewis Hamilton. You're the best driver of all time. Put him on the convention. You're in P3. Put him on the conventional strategy.
Right. Let him work the tires.
Let him work the tires.
I mean, I guess it's like what they were hoping for, I guess, was that he would get a great jump off the line and be able to like get track position. But then that didn't happen.
And then a safety car.
And then
a safety car.
Yeah, but a safety car, you know, and then a safety car.
Which has happened every like 8 years in a row.
Right.
So like you'll get track position, there'll be a safety car, and then you'll be in like Flynn.
All right, Daddy of the Day.
Wait, what was the radio of the day?
I would give it to.
Oh yeah, Jenny's got another good nom.
Which one?
They're like, so how's the pace going? And Lana's like, 6 out of 10.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, we'd like can you go a little faster? Just like a little more of a gap. That would be ideal for us. But
yeah,
you know, whatever makes you feel good. That must be fucking so demoralizing.
To the other
to hear
teams.
That. To be like, yeah, okay. Yeah, I guess he's like, I'll see your 5 and give you 20.
Yeah.
And nearly drive off the fucking road.
And nearly run myself off the road in the process. Yeah. I'm going to give it to George Russell. I need some encouragement.
Yeah. I needed some fucking... What is he, me watching the race? Jesus Christ. I needed some fucking encouragement.
Daddy of the Day. Coulthard showering Lando with water.
Yeah, that was cute. Let's give him that.
Yeah, Coulthard pouring water all over Lando at the end.
The hug was so sweet.
Hottest moment of the day.
Hottest moment of the day.
Franco Colapinto's start, baby.
Yeah, Franco's start.
And every Piastri overtake.
Yes.
Piastri coming from the back. From the back.
Yes.
I mean, from fifth, but kind of from the back.
Yeah, out of position for that car. Yeah.
Karen of the day.
It's got to be Alex Albon.
Yeah. Yeah, someone
screaming about
Albon, Karen of the year, said someone.
Screaming about his teammate dive bombing him 3 cars like to the side. Craziness.
Yeah, and I'll give it to Mohammed Ben Sulayem and the FIA.
Oh.
You can't curse. You can't curse.
They're Karens of the year. I remember I'm also triggered because there was this teacher in our school, Miss Tisman.
Mm-hmm.
And I would just say whatever I wanted in the common area.
Yeah.
And Miss Tisman was the only one who cared enough to just language.
Yeah.
Language. She really just. She was the only person. I had a run of the place. I said whatever I wanted, but she just really just had to just. She took it upon herself to really just make sure. And she would always go, Matt, I can't believe you said that. And I would say, what did I say? No awareness. Whatever.
What she didn't know, what she would know now is that she would say, you should have a podcast. That will be the medium with which you will thrive.
Yes.
Payback of the day.
Got to be Lando Norris. Everyone's saying he can't start a race, and he nailed the start against Max Verstappen.
Yep. And Lewis Hamilton.
He had the whole X commercial behind him, and he fucking nailed it. And he drove away. He drove.
Yeah.
He didn't fall asleep at the wheel. I would say he faded a couple of times. Yeah. But I think it was another statement win. But without the it was the Zandvoort without the muff start.
Right, exactly.
So I think that was payback of the day.
A lot of people are saying Danny.
For what?
Just kind of to Lando and McLaren. Kind of, but it's like payback. It's like who should he pay? Who should he be paying back? Should it be Lando and McLaren, or should it be Max and Red Bull? But as a
I'll
final
let them have it. I mean, they're reaching.
Yeah.
I'm sure Lando's thinking, wow, Daniel really got me. I'm in a championship fight.
Right.
And Daniel's getting fastest lap. Daniel's their Theon Greyjoy at this point, getting fastest lap to their reek.
Yeah.
That's what it was giving to me. But it was nice to see him put in one last quick lap, him really push.
And red flag of the day.
It's between Mercedes' tire strategy, Alex Albon, the FIA, Singapore, the track. What do you think?
Yeah. I'm like, can you just tell us if Danny's leaving or not? Like, why was this red flag? Is like, can we just know? Couldn't it have been if we had known? Maybe there just would have been more of like a proper send off.
Right. Apparently, everyone knows in the paddock, and people have been saying goodbye to him.
Right.
But why don't they give his fans? Why are his fans?
Let us like have
mourn him properly.
Send off moment. Like,
right.
Let's have the montage. Let's cheese it up for everyone. Like, give us that. He really is like he's the people's driver.
He almost got driver of the day.
I think he did. No, he did. He did get driver of the day.
Daniel got driver of the day.
Yeah. Because everyone knows, and it's like just let it. Why does he have to? Well, we'll see. It's just like let it be. Let us all in.
Think about the power of that. He came in last place.
Yeah,
I think, and got driver of the day. That is the power of Daniel Ricciardo. His personality.
Yeah, on the official F1 Instagram right now, it says signing out from another Singapore GP. It's just 5 pictures of Daniel. It's like we are all aware of what's happening. Just why,
I really think that Charles Leclerc, Lewis Hamilton, Lando Norris, the Max Verstappen.
Yeah.
They owe him the guys who are the guys now.
Yeah.
They owe it all. They owe. I mean, maybe not Lewis, but
no, it's true.
They owe it all to him.
They do.
This new wave of fans. He was there. He was the gateway. He was the marijuana, the relatable gateway drug.
Yes.
To the heroin.
Yes.
To the ruin your life. I'm waking up at 4 a.m. to watch him get fat. To watch a terrible race where he gets fastest lap. I mean, think about it. Max Verstappen is heroin. Having to watch this dominant streak that he's had, this boring, dominant 2-3 years. And by the way, before we got into it, it was boring like this with Lewis. Mm-hmm. Daniel, was our entry point into this fucking... have to wake up in the early morning to watch a guy win by 30 seconds of a shit show. He
No,
gave
I
it a
mean,
human
this-
element to this
Yeah.
sport of rich guys driving these state-of-the-art machines. He gave it a human element.
No, Drive to Survive is not Drive to Survive. And thus, Formula One is not at the popularity that it is now without Daniel Ricciardo.
It's two guys, actually. It's actually two guys. It's
Daniel
It's
Ricciardo,
Daniel Ricciardo and it's Gunther Steiner.
and it's Gunther Steiner.
Let us not forget that Ferrari did not participate in Drive to Survive,
Yeah,
nor Mercedes.
that's right.
So really, the guys that carried Drive to Survive were the Red Bull, were Daniel Ricciardo
Yep,
and Christian Horner being the fucking
right. Machiavellian.
Machiavellian scheming underdog,
Yep.
and Gunther Steiner.
Gunther Steiner.
And there was that one episode where they were like, Carlos Sainz is Spanish, and so is Alonso, and
Right.
remember that? It's like these
Yeah,
two guys
yeah.
are Spanish.
Right.
Like
right,
those,
right.
those are the storylines they were doing that weren't about Daniel and Max and
Right.
Gunther. Like those were such shit episodes.
Yeah, and I wonder how much the cameras being on Daniel being that first year of Drive to Survive like influenced him to. I wonder if that at all played a part in it, of him leaving Red Bull. Because there was kind of like run a hero's journey, and like I like when people film you, you act differently. I know that these guys are filmed all the time, but this was like kind of like Netflix is doing the docuseries. We're like Daniel, you're our star. You're our storyline for the first season. Like, so what are you gonna do? And I feel like maybe there was a little bit of that he was like, you know what, like it makes for a better story. If I like, why don't I be the hero? Why don't I go out on my hero's journey alone?
I could think of tens of millions of reasons why you might be wrong, but
I'm just thinking, like, I think that maybe had a little bit of influence on it. The added element of, like, the spotlight's on me now. What am I doing?
well, it did make for a great
For great TV.
TV.
It made for great TV.
Him jumping was a great moment
right.
where he jumped and he did the dive and he's like, I'm taking the leap or whatever the fuck it was, and he's joining Renault and that whole love affair with Cyril, who was so hot, and
Yeah.
it was amazing. And then you had the little interplay between Christian and Cyril.
Cyril.
It's like, yeah, I used to get the coffee. I remember you. And
Yeah.
then Cyril's like, you got no driver, you got no engine.
Right.
Amazing
You pay
stuff.
so much for your driver. Do you even have an engine?
Yeah.
We've got plenty of money, says Cyril.
Christian turned out to be right. They're so cheap. They've got no fucking money.
100%. But no, I mean these guys now. Alex Albon has a fashion line. That is because of Daniel Ricciardo.
That is
Daniel
because
Ricciardo
people felt
walked-
bad for him on Drive to Survive.
Right.
People
And
were
that's
like,
like Daniel
he's-
walked so these guys could run. Like he really did. And he, it's interesting because we asked him in our interview with him, like, what's the best thing that Drive to Survive? What's the best and worst part of your involvement? And he was like, the best part is that it gave a spotlight on the sport that I love and I've always thought was cool. And then I was kind of an outsider for thinking it was cool. Now it's like helped it become more mainstream. Like he took a very not selfish answer there. It was like about the good of the sport. And yeah, he's done so much for this sport. And I feel like he's just, remember when Vettel retired and they did the whole procession, everyone hugged him in the last race, and it was like, all right, well, like, it's like Daniel deserves something somewhat akin to that. He's done, if anything, he's done more for the sport.
Daniel's done more for the
Vettel.
sport. This is going to be slander, but Daniel's done more for the sport than Sebastian Vettel in terms of
He has.
popularity.
Yes.
He may have achieved less.
And let's remember that he ran Sebastian Vettel out of town.
Yeah,
So,
he did run him out of town.
He did. He might not have the
did.
championships, but he ran him out of town when he was still at prime.
Yeah, and then he got to Ferrari and was exposed by
Leclerc.
But yeah, he's had unfortunate timing. in his career. But yeah, Vettel got this whole fucking goodbye tour. Why hasn't he gotten that?
Right.
I don't know what do you think the calculus is between what is all this cloak and dagger shit around it? Because Red Bull is a marketing company. Like, they know how to market. They were the only fucking people that had 3 brain cells that said, hey, maybe this Drive to Survive thing is a good idea.
Yeah.
Right? They were like, Ferrari didn't want to do it. Mercedes didn't want to do it. Christian and Red Bull were like, we'll do it. Sure. Yeah. Look at this guy, Daniel Ricciardo. Isn't he handsome? Isn't he charming? Pay attention to him.
Right.
Like, they know how to market. They do these show runs all over the fucking U.S. that everybody goes to, everybody loves.
Yeah.
They understand marketing. So I don't really understand the calculus about this.
It's just contract shit. I just think it's contract shit, but they don't want to let him go maybe to some level, but it's like you can't stick around that much longer.
But there's just murkiness. If this was his last race, why wouldn't they say it?
Right.
Why wouldn't they say, "Hey, this will be his last race"?
Right.
Let's sing the parting glass for him.
Right.
You know,
he deserves that.
He deserves that. Glass. He deserves an Irish. He deserves an Irish whatever drinking song to be sung for him.
Yeah.
Because he for all the money he spent it in good company.
That's right.
And all the harm that he did.
At last it was to none but
it was not to none but to him, because he just didn't agree with
he
the
did, and
breaks.
And then today he dies on the fucking cross for Max. After all that, the guy who came in and knocked him off his journey, the guy who made it to the top of the mountain, and Daniel then went on his his hero's journey, and then found his way, kind of still looking up at him as his last act in Formula One.
It's
dives into the pits, gets a fastest lap to take it away from his main competitor.
Brian, I have a 50-50 shot. Did you read Animal Farm when it was assigned?
I did. Yeah.
You did? You did read Animal Farm?
Yeah, it's all about communism.
But this is Boxer to the Glue Factory.
Oh,
remember when they sent the horse, that awesome horse? Jenny just wrote in the chat, oh, God. Remember they sent Boxer to the Glue Factory? And it's like, after all he's done, they just send him to the fucking glue factory. It's depressing.
Yeah, it is sad.
If Daniel Ricciardo gets this ignominious an exit, think about how we're going to leave the world.
Right.
It's just so depressing.
Yeah.
Oh, it just fills you. I mean, turns out Alex Albon is a Karen, and Daniel Ricciardo, even Daniel Ricciardo gets fucking shot off stage and sent to a glue factory.
That's right. He leaves the stage, and then you just hear a kid slam his fist on a thing. That's the gunshot.
Yeah.
You just hear a thud, and then a scream. Ah!
Killed off stage. Brutal.
Speaking of killing, fuck, marry, kill this podium. Lando Norris, Max Verstappen, Oscar Piastri.
Marrying Oscar.
Yeah.
Killing Max, putting him out of his misery, fucking Lando.
I'm going to kill Lando and fuck Max.
And marry Oscar?
And marry Oscar. Because I want Lando to be happier. I guess maybe he's on his Kobe Bryant shit. What's there to be happy about? Job not finished?
Yeah, he wasn't happy.
He does he wins these races and he's like, he's like, all right. Yeah, all right,
well, this is what he's supposed to do.
Right.
There's no point in being happy. That's the depressing thing about being the best. Is winning is just expected.
Right.
You're just checking the box.
Yeah.
Now, if he pulls his championship off, then he can celebrate. But
I mean, what a lot of great champions have said is that they hate losing more than they like winning.
I totally agree with that sentiment.
Yeah.
I mean, even in my low level of sports that I played, winning is just it's you just stave off the fucking shitty feeling of losing.
That's right.
It's really all it is.
Yeah. All right. We got a couple weeks off. We got an interview with Susie Wolf coming for you this break. We're going to be cooking up more stuff. We're going to be at the Austin race. Get your tickets. Link in the description. I think we'll do Austin predictions down the line. Before Austin, we'll maybe do like a little preview thing. But yeah, that we got a little bit of time off.
Yeah, hopefully we'll have some other episodes coming to you, deep dives, Patreon, subscribe, and our live show.
Yeah, that's right. Link in the description.
Our Austin live show.
Link in the description. 9
Tickets
p.m.
are going
at Vulcan
fast.
Gas Company. Yeah, they are going fast. So get them while they're hot, babies. All right, Venkas.
We love you, and subscribe to our YouTube.
Subscribe.
Smash the subscribe button right now. Do it right now.
Absolutely smash it.
Do it right now.
Smash that subscribe button. All right.
All right.
Bye, Vegas.
Love you.